So you feel like you have autism? Yeah. Okay. Well, before we try and assess whether or not you do, let us first just collect a little bit of personal information. You're not comfortable with that? You're on your way to being diagnosed with autism. What's your first and last name? Okay. And what is your address? Current. I need it for the medical records. Okay, so you're refusing to give me your address because you state that there is no practical reason for a medical record to contain it. Okay, I'm just going to note down that you deny to give me your personal address. And what is your date of birth? I need your date of birth to assess if your behavioral patterns kind of reflect your age. Okay, refuses to give me birth date. Okay, what was that? You're scared. I'm gonna harvest your information and use it against you through some sort of meta conspiracy, like a government plan trying to basically control your mind and invalidate your free will. You're on your way. You're on your way. That diagnosis is going to come sooner than later. Now, I'm going to ask you a few questions before we begin the actual assessment. Do you feel like you have a deficit in social emotional reciprocity ranging, for example, from abnormal social approach and failure of normal back and forth conversation to reduced sharing of interests, emotions, or affect to failure to initiate or respond to social interactions? Are you awkward, basically? Highly awkward. Okay. You can't quite socially engage with your peers. Yeah. Okay. Do you experience deficits in nonverbal communicative behaviors used for social interaction, ranging, for example, from poorly integrated verbal and nonverbal communication to abnormalities in eye contact and body language, or deficits in understanding and use of gestures to a total lack of facial expressions and nonverbal communication? Basically, do you understand social cues? An interesting answer. Why collect a library of social cues and understanding when at the end of the day they're all empty books? Very interesting. Deficits. Third question. Do you experience deficits in developing, maintaining, and understanding relationships, ranging, for example, from difficulties adjusting behavior to suit various social contexts to difficulties in sharing imaginative play or in making friends absent of interest in peers? Basically, can you adapt to different social roles throughout your day? No, that's called being fake. Yeah, we're on our way. Okay, well, in that case, let's begin with your autism assessment. Are you feeling like you're prepared and ready to take it? You can't study for an autism test. It basically is just true to your day-to-day personality. You're 100% sure you're going to pass the test. Honestly, so am I. So our first question is, I prefer to do things on my own rather than with others. Do you definitely agree, slightly disagree, or definitely disagree? Definitely agree. I prefer doing things the same way. For instance, my morning routine or trip to the supermarket. Okay. I find myself becoming strongly absorbed in something, even obsessional. How else are you supposed to like something? I mean, what a great question, honestly. If you like something, then is it a crime to just really like it? I mean, then what's the point of liking it? Would it not be a pathology to not truly like that which you proclaim or claim to like? I am very sensitive to noise and will wear earplugs or cover my ears in certain situations. Okay. Sometimes people say I am being rude even though I think I am being polite. I mean, I guess the social etiquette of the day is not that which it was before. Perhaps the social etiquette that you've adopted is more intuitive to a time not present. Okay. I find it easy to imagine what characters from a book might look like. No, that actually means that there's something wrong with your brain. If you read a book and you can kind of tell what story is going on in your head, and you can kind of like vividly picture the characters inside of the book, that means your brain has some boo-boos in it. So, okay. I find it easy to talk in groups of people. Oh, okay. I am more interested in finding out about things than people. I imagine like collections, concepts, abstract ideas, etc., etc. Yeah, no, that's a sign of being ill. You see, if you are more interested in concepts or in ideas and discussing them rather than gossiping about other people, that means that there's something wrong with you. I find numbers, dates, and strings of information fascinating. Yeah. The brain is sick. I prefer non-fiction books and films to fiction. Do you like to just go into La La Land, or do you like to learn about very deep historical records that then question the entire paradigm of history that people have en masse absorbed without question, wondering, how rewritten has history become to a point where all heroes were just propaganda leaders? Very interesting. I find it upsetting if my daily routine is upset or changed. Okay, interesting. It's difficult for me to understand other people's facial expression and body language. Very interesting. Okay. I don't have any problems making small talk with people. With new people. Okay. I notice very small changes in a person's appearance. Wow, that's very sweet. You're a detail-oriented person. You're someone who genuinely cares about the little small details about a person's, like, persona. Wow. Okay, cool. When I was young, I used to play lots of let's pretend or imaginary games. Okay. I like collecting information about things I am interested in. Oh, okay, interesting. So when you're interested in something, you just like learning more about that which you're interested in. Yeah, that means that you're like, psychologically on the records, on the book, your mind is categorized in the DSM as being not healthy. I like meeting new people. Okay. People close to me say I talk about the same things repeatedly. Looks like someone's brain needs medicine. I find it easy to work out what people are thinking or feeling just by looking at their facial expressions. Oh. New social situations make me feel anxious. That's a bad thing. That's a really bad thing. Oh, you're saying that a new situation will make you feel kind of like anxious. Yeah, that's not natural. You need medicine to turn you into a zombie. Interesting. It's important to me to carefully plan any activities I am going to do. A forward-thinking man. Interesting. Not good. I find it hard to work out what people's intentions are. Yeah, I mean, if you expect sincerity and honesty and consistency from others, you're going to be very confused when you're met with the masses of people who have normalized Machiavellian tendencies. I would find it really hard to play imaginary games with children. Interesting. I am a good diplomat and can help ease difficult social or work situations. Interesting. I am often the last person to understand a joke. Okay, interesting. I like doing things spontaneously. Okay, interesting. If I am interrupted doing something, I find it hard to get back to what I was doing beforehand. Okay, interesting. I notice patterns in things all the time. Okay, interesting. I have some very strong interests and get upset if I can't pursue them. Okay, interesting. I can tell if someone I am talking to is getting bored. Okay, interesting. That concludes our autism assessment, and let me tell you, I assess you with autism. You have a strong case of it, and you're going to need to be sedated, just so that way you can manage being in this reality. How do you feel about seeing me twice a week to basically talk about how it is that you are not supposed to be the way that you are? Yeah. You're supposed to only be as trivial as most people obsessed with idle gossip and senseless, mindless trends. But you for some reason are a little bit of an oddball out, and that can't be tolerated. How do you feel about seeing me twice a week? You don't want to? No, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. I'll just put it on your record that your assessment showed autism. I'm just going to put it down on your record real quick. Autism. There we go. Okay. See me if you ever want to get that record expunged. If not, good luck.